know I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back, so they're really on with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. Know I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are sick of wasting money on packs, go check out my sponsor. They offer the cheapest and most reliable way to buy coins straight from the source. Use code MAZE at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Hello and welcome back to your favorite series on YouTube, I think. And my apologies for my third late night upload in a row. I know some of y'all are team late night, so it doesn't matter. But some of you guys aren't too happy that I'm uploading in the wee hours of the morning. This style of video takes quite a bit more time, and I'm trying to do one like every day. So I work on it all day. I upload it as soon as I can. And even though that might be late, I'm trying. But anyways, in today's video, we got part 3, games 11 to 15. And you read the title right. We take on a club champion. It really seems like every week we're getting matched up with a new club champ. I'm just that unlucky. First, it was the Niners and the Packers and the Packers and the Bucks. And now it's the Ravens. The only positive is that this guy did not win the Ravens club championship this year. He's actually a previous winner. So it's not as bad as it sounds, but he's been top 100 like every week since. So kick your feet up, relax, get ready to watch some sweaty ass Madden gameplay. And if on the off chance you guys want even more Weekend League content, I will be uploading some live commentaries that you guys will not see on the main channel on my second channel. That channel is called Mazomatic Live, and we got some bangers over there, so go check it out. Go shoot it a sub if you're interested. Now, as always, before we get into the games, we're going to go over the best comments of the day. The first one coming from Run My Fade. He said, I don't know. I just love his content. Well, it sounds like you do know, brother. And that's the smartest damn thing you've ever said. And the second comment coming from I'm Blay, who said, didn't know I was watching a Helen Keller documentary at 1 a.m. tonight. That's so funny. But we need to have a serious discussion, boys. 2 things on the agenda. 1, was Helen Keller even real? I've had a lot of people in the comments, a lot of people in my Twitch chat saying that they are skeptical. How can one be blind and deaf and still learn to read, write, even write a book? Are you kidding me? And the second, if Helen Keller's real, I feel like she had a fatty, bro. I don't know. And one last thing before we get into the games. You guys have heard me say it. About half of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, and we're getting so close to 100K. I want to give you guys an update. Before, it was 49% not subscribed. Now we are at 47% not subscribed. So we're making improvements, boys. But if I'm still talking to you, and you haven't hit that sub button, and you like the content, even if it's your first time on the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Hit the noti bell. I'll love you forever. Let's get into the video. Getting into the games, nothing has really changed on the team. If you guys missed the first 2 videos, we are rocking a 25 Raiders, 25 Washington themed team, and that gives us a speed boost for all of our necessary players. We still have Rock Hard Rich at the helm, even though I'm a little frustrated with the QB situation. We're going to be staying with Gannon for the time being. The only other quarterback I could see really replacing him is Dak Prescott with that QB playmaker ability. It looks glitchy as hell. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a gameplay with Dak. I'm actually really interested to try him out and see how I like the playmaker ability. We are 9-1. If you missed the last video, we're coming off a tragic loss to somebody I really don't think I should have lost to. So we're already in a bad mood, having to fight that, on top of having to play 20 games in a row to finish my weekend league. So this Madden fatigue about to be slapping, and we're going to have to overcome this obstacle. Starting off on the offensive side of the ball, we find a broken play and a phenomenal catch by T.Y. Hilton. Even though he took a big hit, he held on to that bad boy, and we get across midfield to the 44. Everything has been pretty much bagged. This guy has been doing a pretty good job of playing defense. He's double mabling both sides. So we're having to find broken plays, which is usually not very sustainable. So even though we might get a few dots, we're going to have to figure out how to beat this defense consistently if we want to win this game. Now, 2nd and goal from the 5. Gannon scanning the field, and we find our running back out of the backfield. Barry Sanders getting on the board early, 7-0, still in the first quarter. Our opponent starts his drive a little shakily. A 4th and short, he ends up converting. But the very next set of downs, he gets in a 4th and 20. 420 blaze it, baby. The defense gets off the field and gets the job done, giving the offense an opportunity to go up 2 possessions. Now starting our drive from the 43. We only got to go about 10 yards, and another user playmaker, a risky throw to Moss, gets us the yardage we need, and now we need to play it smart. We notice he's not covering the flats, and Moss does all the rest of the work, making 2 defenders miss and getting in the end zone. 14-0 now. Our defense holds strong again as we get him in a 3rd, 4th down in a row. Unfortunately, this time he converts. Now 1st and 10 from the 47. He's got Mahomes. Barely throws it past our user. Just missed. You know they say Isaiah Simmons, he's a master baiter. So I'm surprised he didn't get that one, but Troy Vincent makes up the lost ground, getting an interception of his own, and actually a pretty solid return at the end of it. So with 137, it's our ball once again, already up 2 possessions. We're at the 44-yard line. This time we throw it to the sideline. Jermichael Finley makes a great catch, and now we're already in field goal range. So the goal here is going to be pretty much chew down as much clock as we can, go up 3 possessions, and go into halftime with a big lead. And Gannon finds Jerry Rice on the sideline. I don't give a shit what you think. That was a dot. That was a laser, and I got cheated. Unfortunately, it looks like he didn't get his feet in, so we're going to have to continue this drive. 1:21 on the clock. We go with the same play. This time, it looks like it's covered, so we end up checking it down to our delay fade and end up getting a pretty good gain out to the 13-yard line. Now, 30 seconds on the clock. That's a Stevie. Well, it wouldn't be a Mazomatic gameplay without at least one Stevie, so I'm glad we got that out of the way. And now back to the defensive side of the ball, and we get absolutely cheated. We were right underneath the route. We baited it perfectly. We pressed triangle at the right time. He just dropped it. So he gets caught in a 4th and 16, so at least it's not too big of a cheat. And he doesn't convert. Surprise, surprise. So it's our ball again. We get the ball back after that, Stevie. 4th and 12. I go for it. This is that Madden fatigue I was talking about earlier. In that situation, you kick 3. You don't go for it. You go up 3 possessions and call it a GG. I don't really know what the benefit of me going for it was. I think just because I knew our defense was playing so well, I wasn't too worried about it. But we end up getting another turnover after that. So no harm, no foul. And now our 3rd drive inside the red zone. Looking to get some points out of it. A fake spike. I accidentally spiked the ball, and we went with the fake spike and ended up scoring. That's right. I'm just better than you. Connection to your peer has been lost. And honestly, it's the best call. If someone runs a fake spike on you and scores, you have to quit out. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules. It's above me, but those are the rules. Getting into our next game, it looks like my opponent's got Michael Vick and Josh Allen. A little bit of a combo, 2-quarterback system. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But we'll get him in a 4th down early, and that's about as tight of a snuggie as you could get. That was a straight jacket. I just put him in. That was a coverage sack if I've ever seen one. Now 2nd and 16, and a laser again to the sideline. And what's with Jerry Rice not getting his feet in, man? That's the 2nd time in 2 games that he's costing me points. Rice, get it together, buddy. 2nd and 7 now for my opponent. We're only up 3-0, so we could very easily go down and take this lead. And as you can tell, he's just running the ball. He's running the ball nonstop. He actually has 0 completions, and I think after that first drive, because he was in a snuggie, he just converted to a run-only option. So you see, he was in goal line for the longest time, and then he switches to this triple option with Michael Vick. He pitches it to Bo Jackson, and no one is able to run him down. Now, Bo Jackson's got 99 speed, so I can't really get mad at the people in pursuit, but on the D-line, we got to play that better. We can't be giving up those big of plays. And then following that big play, a throw out of sack interception. DK Metcalf dives, makes the catch, and gets up, and now it's my opponent's ball at the 18-yard line. Already in the red zone. He goes back to this option with Vick. It was a read option this time, and he takes off untouched into the end zone. So far, things are not going good this game. This guy's unable to complete a pass, but his run game is giving us a lot of problems, and it's 14-3. We get caught in a 4th and 10, decide to audible to this PA boot over. Gannon breaks off a tackle, stands tall in the pocket, and delivers a dot to Jermichael Finley for the 1st down. An amazing play on 4th down from our man, Rock Hard Rich. Now 1st and 10 from the 36, about a minute left in the first half, and another crossbody 360 no-scope throw from Gannon. So even though I was kind of talking shit on Gannon, you guys are seeing he's making a lot of plays this game, and this is single-handedly keeping us in the game. So I'm loving it out of Gannon. Another strike over the middle gets us to the 9-yard line. Now inside the 10, and we cannot finish the drive again. So that's our 2nd time in the red zone we're having to settle for 3, and that's going to lose you games, man. We could have this game 14-14, but now it's 6-14, and we're still down 8 points. It's my opponent's ball. It's the end of the first half. He throws it. We intercept it, but there is 0 time on the clock. Can we get a return? No. So we're going into half down 8 points. It's our ball, and we're going to see if we can have this 2nd half comeback and make it happen. 2nd and 10 now. Gannon rolling out again, and this time I got a little too big for my britches. A crossbody, inaccurate throw. A little bit underthrown. I think T.Y. had him beat, but it was just, you know, I was asking too much. I don't expect any quarterback to ever make that throw. That was a bad decision by me. So now 3rd and 9 for my opponent. He gets the ball back, already up 8 points in field goal range, and he's just chewing clock, trying to take this 2-possession lead, and he does it. So now we're down 11. We're late in the 3rd, and this guy still hasn't even completed a pass. He has 0% completion percentage, and he's only ran the ball on me. So I'm getting a little frustrated at this point. I don't really think this should be a game, but my offense is not playing the best. I'm selling on myself. by throwing these Stevies. So now we got to be a little bit more careful in the third quarter. We can't afford any more mistakes. A big gain by Barry Sanders gets us to the 35-yard line. And now from the 26, 30 seconds in the third quarter, we find Moss over the middle. He beats his man and gets inside the 5 all the way down to the 2-yard line. From here, we get in goal line ourselves, give it to Barry Sanders, and into the end zone he goes. Now it's time to go for 2 to cut this lead to 3. We run this 0-1 trap, and Barry gets in there again. So now we're only down 3 with still a full quarter of football to play. 17-14. He's going back to the triple option. You see, we played it perfectly that time. He ends up losing about 10 yards. Now 3rd and 22. He's going to run the ball again on this shovel option. This time it's dropped by Bo Jackson, and we pin him inside the 5 where he is going to punt us the ball. My opponent decides to kick it inbounds. When you got stick like this, that's never a good idea. A little stop, a little go. Deion Sanders trying to get glitchy. We did get a solid return, though, out to the 35, so we're already in field goal range. And as long as we don't turn the ball over, things will be okay. Gannon rolling out of the pocket, not finding anybody, so he takes off, and inside the 10, he goes to the 8-yard line. From here, we are going to run the ball, and Barry Sanders gets stopped on 3rd and goal. So from the 3-yard line, 4th and goal, I'm only down 3. I've been playing solid defense. I don't know why I decided to go for this. I should have tied up the game and went to the defensive side of the ball, but on 4th and goal, we decided to run the RPO, and Moss on the outside doesn't even touch his blocker. Moss, that's a selfish-ass play. Just because the ball's not going to you doesn't mean you can take the play off, bitch. That might have cost us. Now our defense really has to step up. We use our timeouts. We end up getting the stop, and he punts it to us again. This time, Deion with another great return inside field goal range again. This time, we're not going to make the same mistake twice. We end up kicking our 3. With 3 seconds to go, we tie up the game, and we are headed into overtime. And if you guys haven't been keeping track, this man has still not completed a pass. He still has ran the ball every play, and coming out in overtime, it's no different. Another triple option pitch, and thankfully this time we're able to run him down and get the tackle at midfield. My opponent goes straight to goal line at this point. I'm not really sure why, but we blow it up 3 times in a row, and now it's 4th and 5. He's in goal line again. This time he tries to pass out of goal line. He throws it up into coverage, and I assume that's why he wasn't passing all game, because he's making reads like that. You see Josh Allen's 0 for 3 with an interception. So 1st and 10 now for us. We just got to get in field goal range. We see Hermikel Finley on the sideline. And that is the game. GG's to my opponent. We got a little bit more of an interesting developing story from that last guy that I will talk about later in the video. Getting into our next game, we get matched up with Somali Pirate. Now, I know this guy because he's top 100 quite consistently, but the chat was telling me this is a Ravens club champion. Now, he didn't win it this year. He won it 2 years ago. So not the current champion, but still a competitive pro player nonetheless. And I'm expecting a hell game. So coming out on the offensive side of the ball, he was running big dime on me, and so I was trying to run the ball on him. We ended up passing it a little bit here, got our delay fade going. But as you can tell, he was pretty stubborn. He was not getting out a big dime. I was continually just running the ball, and even though I wasn't in 2-12 personnel so I could weak box him, I was getting pretty big gains. And so on our first drive, we're out to the 15-yard line now. 2nd and 12 after we blew up the run on 1st down, and we find an out route to Jerry Rice down to the 3-yard line, and from there it's goal line city, baby. Barry Sanders finishing off the drive as usual. Now to the defensive side of the ball. My opponent coming out in single back, doubles north. A terrible read. That was a Helly Kelly, and he's lucky to live to see another down. Now 3rd and 8. Going with another pass, and we sent the house, but nobody came home. So he ends up converting on that 3rd down. Now in the 2nd quarter, 1st and 10. And you're going to notice, even though he's in single back, he was passing quite a bit and had a very, very high-powered passing scheme out of this single back formation. So he's moving down the field pretty nicely on us. Now 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Brett Favre not finding much open, so he decides to take off. And as he's sliding to the ground, I dove with my user, stood him up, and someone came in with the kill shot. We get the fumble recovery, and now it's our ball once again with a 7-point lead. This time he plays a little bit better defense, gets us in a 3rd and long, and Gannon not finding anyone open, looking for a broken play, but his user roaming over the middle was able to take away pretty much every read I had, and we took a sack, forced to punt the ball back. So he's got another opportunity to tie up the game now. 3rd and 1, and he quick throws this man beater. That's Deion Sanders, toasting Deion Sanders. Deion on Deion violence, man. You hate to see it. And with that pass, he ties up the game. Now 7-7, 1 minute to go in the first half, and we are looking to take some kind of lead as we go into halftime. A dot on the sideline gets us to about midfield. Now 1st and 10. We still got a minute to go. We throw the crosser. Jerry Rice barely beats DRC. A game of inches, and we're able to sneak in there, get 7 points, and take a lead late in the first half. Now 1st and 10 for him. He finds a deep running back wheel. Alvin Kamara making a catch to the 38-yard line. Now a 3rd and 1, still 45 seconds on the clock. He's using his timeouts pretty wisely, and another dot over the middle puts him in field goal range, and he uses his 2nd timeout. So about 30 seconds left in the half. We're running man coverage, and I'm really weary for that man-beating route again. I noticed last time when he motioned over Dion, that's when he threw that Z post and beat us. So every time he motions someone, I'm kind of ready to see if that's where his eyes are going to go first. He ends up kicking his 3 points at the end of half, and he gets the ball to start second half. So we're up 4 points. It's his ball, and this first drive coming out of halftime is going to be huge for both of us. A dot gets him out to the 41-yard line. We decide to go with the user rush right here, and Simmons comes in clean, gets a hit on him, and puts him in a 4th and long. Now at the 42-yard line, Favre drops back and delivers a dime right over our user's head and gets the first down. Now 1st and 10. We decide to use a rush again. We're in that ass. Another big user sack puts him in a 3rd and 8, and we are looking to get a stop this time because he's just outside of field goal range, and with that pass, he's on the fringe, but it's a 4th and 2. He decides to go for it. He drops back with Favre, blocks everyone, can't find an open receiver, and gets rid of the ball right before he gets sacked. Deion Sanders is on the other end with the interception, and he is taking it back for a huge return to the 28-yard line, already in field goal range. But if we can get in the end zone, it's going to be a 2-possession ball game late in the 4th, and that's obviously what we're going for. We're also going to be chewing the clock as we go. You see the 2-minute warning has hit. Now at the 7-yard line, he sends a blitz, and we find Barry again and get into the end zone. Now an 11-point game under the 2-minute warning, and we just got to play conservative. No big plays, make him stay in bounds, and no turnovers. We should be good. 3rd and inches here, only 1:21 left in the game. He's not using any timeouts. A pass to his running back gets him in field goal range. He goes down, and with a minute left, an interesting call. He decides to take his 3. Honestly, smart, because he can save his timeouts and use them on the defensive side of the ball. Now it's an 8-point game, so it's 1 possession. If he gets a stop, he can go down and tie up the game. Unfortunately for him, we only need 1 first down, and Barry Sanders gets the job done, and that's going to be GG. Shouts out to Smalley Pirate. I don't know if he's going to be watching this video, but GG's, man. Pierce conceded the game. I think he went 23-2 on the weekend, so we ended up actually being one of those 2 people to beat him. I was pretty proud of that game. I feel like we locked in despite all the Madden fatigue we might be going through, and we came through in the clutch. Now we had to cool down a little bit, play some Slither. You see, we're just dominating in the Slither streets, eating all that meat, slurping it up. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. And now we're 12-1 going into the next game. So we got a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of a break, but I think you're going to see in this game it didn't really work because the Madden fatigue is still present. I tried to do an exorcism to get rid of it by playing Slither, but it's still here. It is still present and overtaking my butt. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. Starting off this game with a Helly Kelly. Surprise, surprise. Terrible, terrible way to start the game with a pick 6. Basically spotting your opponent 7 points. In a weekend league, you never know who you're getting matched up with, so that's not a good idea. So we're going to have to fire back, get the offense moving, get those kinks out, and hopefully erase those 7 points. 1st and 10 now from the 43. We're running PA boot over. You see triangles wide open, and it is a terrible throw from Gannon. That would have been 7 points on the board, but unfortunately, we did not get the throw we wanted. 2nd and 10, we go back to the exact same play. This time it's covered, so we throw the delay fade, and Jermichael Finley's going to get us 20 yards of his own. So even though we didn't get the 7 points, the drive is still alive. We're in the red zone, but we got to play it smart because 3 points doesn't cut it. We need 7. So 1st and 10 from the 22. Nothing's really open. We find a late playmaker and a great catch by Moss. Even though we got hit, he held on to it. Now inside the 10-yard line at the 6. We see circles wide open. We throw the curl, and we get the point. So even though it's a bad throw from Gannon, we ended up getting 7 on the drive, so it's not going to hurt us in the long run. Now my opponent's ball. And if you didn't notice, he was running strong H-wing. So his first time on offense, he comes out in strong H-wing. And there's a glitch that I didn't know about, where in strong H-wing, if you come out in man coverage, you can't man up the fullback. For some reason, it just glitches out and he's not manned up. So once we figured that out, we were able to get a stop and hold him to 3. But that was 3 points on the board that shouldn't have really happened here. And now I got to kind of keep in mind, I can't run man coverage when he's in strong H-wing just because it's going to mess up the alignment and everything. So now we're down 3 points. We got to go down and tie up the game. And that was just a terrible throw. Like, he's wide open. He's got like 5-10 yards on the guy. And for some reason, after the ball's in the air, he just slows down. Maybe it was Jerry Rice's fault. Maybe it was a fatigue thing. I don't know. But that cost us points because that was a huge play that was about to happen. And following it up after that, T.Y. Hilton gets annihilated over the middle and fumbles. So we could have had a touchdown really on that play. Instead, we turned the ball over on something that was kind of out of my control. We get our opponent in a 4th and 9. He barely squeezes out a conversion, and this is the game where I'm starting to get super frustrated because I feel like I'm miles ahead of this guy, and he just keeps squeaking by with these little weird things. Between the fumble, the overthrow, the 4th down conversion, I just feel like the Madden gods aren't on our side, and when you're playing a game and you're feeling that way, Madden starts to suck. So 24 seconds left in the half. We're down 3. It's our ball and we're driving. We only need about 10 more yards, but we're not finding much open. Gannon decides to take off. We get in field goal range. He slides down. We call our timeout. And with 14 seconds left, we actually have an opportunity to get in the end zone here if we can find an open receiver. We see X on the crosser. He makes a toe-tapping grab on the sideline. And with 8 seconds left, we're at the 3-yard line. Unfortunately, we cannot push the ball in because we couldn't really run the ball. We had no timeout. So going into halftime, we tied up the game. It's now his ball coming out in the second half, and it's 10-10. Herbert fires one deep, tries a cover 3-beater, but it's not open, and we get the perfect timing user pick. D'Angelo Hall at the safety position coming up big for us. Now 1st and 10, we find Rice. He makes the grab and goes out of bounds at the 43-yard line. We need only like 20 more yards for field goal range, and really that should be the goal here, is getting field goal range. We see X on the sideline. That's another great catch. Jermichael Finley out to the 38. Now in field goal range with Omaha activated, we can play a little bit more conservatively. I saw he was running man coverage. We had Moss over the middle, and even though he makes a fantastic catch, he had like 2 or 3 steps on the guy, and I was kind of surprised the guy was able to catch up to him. Back of the end zone, overthrow from Gannon, and it ends up costing us 4 points because now we got to settle for 3, and he was wide open. Back on the defensive side of the ball, we get him in a 4th down. We sent the crib, and honestly, I think he got lucky. He knew who he was throwing to before he even hiked the ball, and so that was, in my opinion, just straight luck. Now 2nd and 4, he throws another hitch route, and he's just slowly, methodically moving. Honestly, doing a pretty good job, and we messed up on 2nd and 12. He was in PA boot over. We tried to send the house, and I accidentally got clicked off of my user, leaving a wide receiver wide open downfield. So even though I don't even feel like this should be a game, there's 2 minutes to go, and we got an opportunity for a money drive. We need a touchdown. We're down 4 points. And so far, we're driving pretty nicely. 1st and 10 now. We playmaker upfield. Another big catch by T.Y. Hilton. He gets to the 30-yard line, now in field goal range, and we're moving nicely. Honestly, I'm not really expecting this guy to be able to stop us. 1st and 10 now, looking for an open receiver. No pressure coming in. We playmaker T.Y. inside again. He's running, and that's bullshit. I could not believe my eyes. An unbelievably unfortunate turnover from T.Y. Hilton, and that is his 2nd fumble like that this game. If it was 1 fumble, I could handle it. I could deal with it. It's whatever. But 2 in the same game, interceptions are one thing because that's your fault. But a fumble, while you have some control over the hits you take, it's very random, and to lose a game like that is heartbreaking, bro. I think this guy was ass. No offense if you're watching this. And we almost got the turnover at the end of the game to give us a chance, but we didn't, barely. And so this is the guy from 2 games ago that ran the ball every play. He kept messaging me. He kept messaging me asking if I want to lab with him and him show me his scheme. And I didn't want to lab with him. I don't want to run the ball every play. I'm sorry, man. And he kept messaging in the Twitch chat, and I just came off that loss. I was so mad. I started yelling at this guy, and I told him if he messages me again, I'll block him. And then I felt bad, so I messaged him back, and I said, I'm sorry. And I said, I love you. And so if you're watching this, I'm sorry for yelling at you, but there's a time and a place, and I did not want to lab goal line and triple option after taking that L. I'm sorry, bro. I'm really sorry. I hope you can forgive me. Getting into our next game, the tensions couldn't be higher. The rage consuming my body, my soul, the Madden fatigue fully set in. And we're going to have to fight through all that and try to get a dub because we have now taken 2 L's to 2 people I totally should not have taken L's to. So I am not in the best mood, and now we're making bad reads. That was a Helly Kelly. Yes, I admit. I threw the out route like 5 seconds too late, and it results in an interception, giving him the ball right back. So still in the first quarter, he's got a turnover, I've got a turnover, and now he hits us with a cover 3 beater. That wasn't even a cover 3 beater, that was just man coverage. Rod Woodson got beat in man coverage, and I had an inside third. They both got beat. It was a cover 3 beater / man coverage beater. I don't know, man. Now 3rd and 4, still in the first quarter, but we are down 7 points. We find the corner out again. Jerry Rice making a great catch, but gets ran down at the 41. But we are now across midfield looking to keep this drive alive. And another Stevie, a perfect timing user pick. Honestly, a good user for him. But he takes this one back for 7. So this game is starting off pitifully, but thankfully it's still early, so we have time to come back. But as I was thinking about the comeback, the Madden gods looked down and smiled because connection to your peer has been lost. I'm not sure if the guy quit out, his internet went out, or what happened, but we ended up walking away with a victory. So 13-2 is our record through the first 15. And if you want to see how we finish off the weekend, tune in tomorrow for part 4, which is games 16 to 20, and see if we can keep the top 100 dream alive. Boys, I will see you tomorrow. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I'll be seeing you very soon.